What is going on, everybody? Today we are checking out the 3000w Enduro E-Bike in this slick looking white and gold color scheme. To give you guys a first ride along, first impressions, let you know what I think of the bike. This one here is equipped with the 7-speed Shimano gear train, KK rear suspension, front and rear light kit, ceramic brake pads, optional gold pedals, A to B dual piston hydraulic disc brakes, Zoom front suspension, as well as a 60 amp sine wave controller, a 28.8 amp hour battery, and the color 750cc color display. This also has this Moto Seat, which will be my first time trying one of these out. I'll be pretty interested to see what it handles like. This bike also has the GPS tracking, which allows me to remotely track all of my trips, where I've been, how far I've been out for, as well as if the bike were to get stolen, I'd be able to track it down and report its location to the police. It also comes with this handy alarm system and key fob option, which allows me to arm the bike, and if somebody were to try and steal it, the alarm would activate and lock the rear hub motor. So it's a pretty nifty little feature to have on a bike like this, especially when you spend as much as you do on one of these. You don't want it to go missing. That being said, this is a lighter weight 3000w model, so I'm still able to pick this up relatively easy. It'd be kind of difficult to load into a box of a truck by yourself, but you definitely wouldn't be stealing one of the heavier 12,000w ones. I need two guys to pick one of those things up. So it is kind of nice to have this lighter weight bike if you're on the trail and say maybe you want to pick it up and carry it to where you need it to go. It's a little bit maneuverable on the trail in case you get in, tough situation or a pinch. I'm able to flat foot nicely on the ground, being 5'6". That's pretty nice to have. Let's go ahead and power this on here. So we do have the passcode set up here for this bike. Just simply enter the passcode, and before the power activates on the bike, you have to enter that. It's optional. You can turn it off if you do want to. You can see your real-time speed here, the distance we've traveled, current time, motor wattage, your assist power level. You can change your power level just by scrolling through right here. This turns on and off the pedal assist. You got a horn here. This also comes with a light option, turn signals. It also has brakes too, so when you're braking, obviously people on the trail can see you. It's quite handy actually to have that when you're on a cyclist path and you're going to take a left turn or a right turn. Lets the guy behind you know what you're going to do. And then because we have that 7-speed Shimano gear train, we have the selectable shifter gear right here, and you do have adjustable dampening on the Zoom front fork. Although there isn't much there on these shocks, it is something that you can slightly change if you want to. Well, I think that's about enough chatter with the bike here. Let's go take it for a ride and see how it does. So this is just me pedaling in 7th gear with power assist level number 1. You can see as soon as I activated that red switch, the pass kicked in. Our motor wattage is around under 200 watts basically. And it switches seamlessly between using the pedals and the throttle, which is a nice added bonus. As I said, you can turn the assist level up if you want to go faster. Now we're in assist level number 5, and the motor is just going to add more power when I'm pedaling, making my job a whole lot easier. Now these A to B brakes are coupled with a regen feature, so it offers ample stopping power for a power level like this with 3000 watts at the hub motor. It leaves me a little bit curious if what it's like to pedal without any power assist at all. Let's turn the assist right off on it. Let me shift down a couple of gears here. So that's 2nd gear. I'm going up a bit of an incline here. It's a little tough to pedal. If I stand up, I can still pedal it, no worries though. Now obviously you're not going anywhere quick without the pedal assist, so we're going to turn the throttle back on. As you can see, this is a pretty good grade. I'm able to accelerate up the hill no problem. It does really, really well. I like this power level. This isn't bad at all. I think for a daily commuter bike, this would be perfect. You don't necessarily need 12,000 watts. Even 5,000 is a really good sweet spot for a lot of people. That horn comes in handy to let people know that you're coming. These bikes make absolutely no noise at all, so it's really nice. Sometimes it scares people if you don't let them know you're coming. Now, of course, that being said, we all share a responsibility as Enduro e-bike riders to stay safe out there on the trails, as we are representing the e-bike community as a whole, and we don't want to put a bad name on that in any way, shape, or form. Now there are some kickers coming up here. We're gonna hit with a little bit of speed, see how the bike handles some jumps here. Oh, beautiful. That just jumps absolutely phenomenal. Oh yeah. That's nice, I like that a lot. Wow. I think the Moto Seat allows me to control the back end of the bike a little more with the dovetail. I'm able to lean into the back of the bike a little bit more to keep the rear end of the bike down. With a standard bicycle seat, it's really difficult to control the bike in the air. I wouldn't say necessarily difficult, I've gotten pretty used to it myself, but if you've never driven a hub bike before, with all that extra mass in the rear wheel, the bike jumps a lot different from anything else. And the rear wheel tends to pick up a lot of momentum, which you kind of need to control by leaning backwards. So this Moto Seat kind of offers that additional, I guess, pressure point where you can kind of put your butt to keep the rear end of that bike more planted down instead of trying to carry over. I think still the best part about commuting on one of these bikes is the freedom that it offers. There's no traffic lights, there's no traffic, there's nothing. It's just pure commuting bliss. It's so much fun. Let's see if it's got enough power for a wheelie. Oh yeah. If I was a little bit more confident, I might be able to get that wheel up a little higher, but Yeah, you could do it. If you had good balance, you could definitely do it. Oh man. I wish I was good at wheelies. I see some of these guys riding these bikes and man, they can just wheelie indefinitely. It blows my mind what some guys can do. I definitely like the way this bike handles. I feel the Moto Seat keeps me a lot lower on the bike, so it handles a lot better, eh? In the corners. I would say though, if you're trying to build a bike that's meant for actually riding like a bike, I don't think this is gonna be the setup for you. I'd definitely say a bicycle seat would probably do a way better bet. I mean, I'm 5'6", and as is, it's already, my legs are staying pretty bent as is when I'm pedaling. I don't think she heard the horn. Ooh, that boogie's. That was 62 right there. Jump. Oh man, it just jumped so gracefully, this one. I love it. It's nimble. It's really, really nimble, and that Moto Seat really makes it handle nice in the air. I think if you were gonna spec on a bike with a Moto Seat, you're building a purpose-built motorbike at that point. I would say you really wanna get the foot pegs to go with it, and you wanna get like a full twist grip throttle, and you get the Moto Seat to go with all that. And then what you have at that point is a really nice handling electric e-bike, more built like a motorbike. Oh yeah, there we go. That wasn't bad. Gotta get used to each one of these bikes. They all handle differently from each other. The last one I rode was a 5-turn, and I mean, to lift the to lift the wheel on one of those, all you had to do was just these little flicks of the throttle, man, and that thing was right up in the air. Absolute blast that thing was, though, I tell ya. Holy. All right, we got one more jump coming up here, and then I think we'll call it a wrap. Pretty fun bike, though. I really do enjoy riding this one. Oh man, hell yeah. Alrighty guys, well, that's first impressions of the 3000w Enduro e-bike. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can always leave them down below and we'll get to them as fast as we can. This is your host, Brandon, signing off. Peace.